Hello everyone, welcome to the Law Offices of Mary Kennedy. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic, CBP and a secondary inspection. We all know port of entry and then the secondary inspection is very nerve-wracking. Anybody who had experienced it could share the story with you. So when it comes to the secondary inspection, how do they even select someone or take me to the secondary inspection place, and how does it look like? I always tell them, now we all know there is the social media vetting that could be referenced when they go for the consulate, but the CBP, the secondary inspections for time I know of my practice and everything, keep in mind, as long as you're a non-immigrant or even a green card holder, till you become a citizen, right? So you should always keep yourself thinking that you will be subject to secondary inspection. Keeping that in mind, don't converse about some unnecessary conversations and also anything on the WhatsApp or so many things which is so much irrelevant details, and then saving all those documents, data are completely to be avoided. So why I do say this is, like, when you are going for the secondary inspection, so you'll be selected when you're getting into the officer, that then you'll be taken to a room, and over there the nerve-wracking experiences, they won't be coming up to you for hours together. I have experienced people who had been waiting 5 hours, 6 hours. There is also reasoning behind it. They want you to be exhausted just waiting on it. Once they come and the officer comes in, and then he asks you for all the electronic items. It can be your phone, your laptop, whatever you had been carrying with the passport being provided to them. Keep in mind, you don't have any rights to refuse, and that becomes elevated to a different experience. So definitely keep in mind, you have to be so cooperative with the officer to give them all the details they request for. So that's one of the reasons you don't have any unnecessary information in any of your electronic items. So coming back to that, and then they will take it, and then there are so much of an experience even before all these AI tool to check, verify and all those things. Prior to that itself, the officer is so diligent enough to go through all the records. Believe it or not, when they take one of the email or one of the conversation, that would be the worst thing, that you feel like, oh my God, this is the one I don't want the officer to know about it, look at it. But however, you'll end up, because they are very thorough in going through all the data, finding it out. They have different means to sort it out and then do that. So in that case, they'll start asking about in specific, what is this related conversation. For example, you are on a H1B and then you are on different location, the LCA and your H1B has been filed on it, whereas you are working in a different location. So definitely this is, the officer picks up from some other details, and then you'll be questioned on it. In some cases, like your change of address would not have been reflecting on an AR11 form, and that might be as simple as such, but again, it's compliance, as I said in one of the other videos. So then you are supposed to, by regulation, have to complete it. Then the consequences for that, why you have not done it. Some places it's just a warning. In some places you will be deported back to your home country. That's a very, very cruel experience that happens after 7 hours of 8 hours of waiting time. And then even in some cases, you don't even know when the officer is going to be coming back. But you be very respectful of the answers. More than anything else, you are in a place where you have to talk truth. No more hiding about any of those details. You need to answer the question directly. And I had an experience where I'm going to share it with you. There was H1B that is filed by an employer, and he filed for his own brother's son. And he had a very valid qualifications of, he was working in Germany. He was an experienced individual, worked for 10 years in the IT field, and he was filed for H1B, and then he got his visa stamping, and then he was traveling back into the US. So then when he came and he was taken to the secondary inspection. So unfortunately, what happened was, the officer asked him, so how did you find this job opportunity? He immediately said, oh, I found it in LinkedIn. posting. It happened, and then I found this job opportunity. I applied for it. I went through the interview, and then I got it picked up. Then the officer, when he was going through the phone, he mentioned landed Chittappa. Then he Googled it to find it out that he is a relative, uncle, that relationship. And then, it screwed up everything. Believe it or not, he was admitted as a parolee, means 30 days they allowed him to enter. But, the employer did everything to prove that he had genuinely filed those cases, and then he was doing everything on as per records. But however, the person could have said that he's my relative, but I am qualified in every means to be applied for this job. So that could have gone differently. So when they know that there is something hidden behind, or they are not saying the correct information, they are hiding certain details, that's where everything get screwed up. So when you are subject to secondary inspection, do your best to be alert, to give them the information that's needed, cooperate with them, be respectful of what you are providing them and everything. But however, it's an experience that you will be definitely going through. But however, keep in mind, as long as you keep all your records properly, you will be fine. Don't get panicked, don't get over stressed out about the whole situation. It's going to be stressful, but you can overcome it. Good luck. And if anything needed in that case, you can always approach our office, and we are there to help you. Thank you for watching.